Greetings, family. This is Brother Ron. You are listening to and watching We All Be News, News Free Dixie for the 21st century. Can you dig it? And I'm glad you brought this up. What is the story, Datria Delaney? Has there been an update release? All these different varying updates seems a little suspicious at this point. Yeah, I want to talk about Datria Delaney. That's actually my blood cousin. And this is why I'm doing this. I don't care how my so-called family thinks about it. I'm very disappointed. The village failed this sister in life, and it's like we failing her in death. So let's talk about Datria Delaney, right? Datria Delaney was what is, I guess, is still. I mean, she's no longer with us in the physical sense, but I mean, she's an ancestor now. She was just 23 years old. Um, she was leaving the house of her father, my cousin, my blood cousin, leaving his other baby mama's house. I just looked up to this woman, and she was staying with her, I believe, at one point. If not during that time, she was. I think she was living with her at that point, and then she had a ring bell camera that captured her on July 29th, the morning of July 29th of 2024, Monday morning, leaving the premises, and she walking away from the ring camera, and you don't see her anymore. But next thing you know, not too long after that, some car headlights come on, like as if they was waiting for her to leave the premises. I don't know if she got in or not like that, but when she left and we could no longer see her, the car headlights came on, right? And before I get too deep into this, let me do this. Let me do this because we all be in it to support the movement, y'all. Because I'm surprised that there's been a local media blackout on this case. But I said, not on my watch. I'm saying I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna talk about it. We're gonna make this material go viral, and we're gonna show y'all ways y'all can help directly with the situation with Datria Delaney, who is my cousin. But I want to humanize her. I think it's very important to humanize this person, humanize her. I'm gonna play a video of her in her own words, and remember, y'all, she was just 23 years old. I know some of y'all got kids and grandkids in their 20s. So I mean, just think about that. And she had an interest in life. She went through a lot of stuff. And I'm just trying, what is going on? It's like it's still a Mercury retrograde. I know we in the aftermath, the afterglow, whatever period of the Mercury retrograde, but I still have some funny business going on with my stuff. So please forgive me. Please be patient. Please, 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 please. See, I could do it like this. How about this? Help me, God. Help me. Help me, Lord. Help me. Please. Okay. We about to get it done. We all be in it to win it. I just want to play this video I have. Let me see what I'm gonna do. And thank y'all for being so patient, but this is bigger than me because sometimes I think I want to do shows, and I'm gonna do a short show, and be a real long show. And but yeah, let's talk about this. Let's see. Trying to find. But yeah, man, but check in with your people, man. Don't be a stranger to your people. Check in on your people, man. This is very unfortunate, but this is my cousin.
Mom, I was just showing out because I want you to post that video on TikTok because I was showing out because everybody be showing out, so why not show out? I'm not gonna cuss on this video, but I'm gonna let you know on the last video I was cussing, and I'm sorry. I was cussing. Who cares though? Not me, not you, not the world. Just us. I love you, and I hope you have a safe, blessed, legendary day. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you. Well, nobody been able to take care of me like you do. Not even my own father. He couldn't even do nothing for me. So what make me think that the next man can do something for me? He can't do nothing but help me. That's it, that's all. But I love you. Okay? This your boo. And I'm signing out. Excuse my hair. Let me slick it up just in case you want to post this. Look at it. It's still gonna stick up like an extend up clip. The Dominicans burn my hair off. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, that's embarrassing. I love you. Bye. Don't you love me? Because I'm so goofy with my drunk self. Not even drunk whole time. Words never slurge. But they gonna keep on taking me back and back and back until you come and rescue me. I love you. And I hate that I couldn't complete you. But now, June 22nd, we back. We in Vegas, baby. See you later, Mom. I love you.
And that was my cousin, Datria Delaney, who was truly, you could tell she was a sweet soul. I mean, she'd been through a lot of stuff. From my understanding, she had a very rough life, a hard knock life, but she still had a sweet demeanor about her person. She was a beautiful soul. You could tell it just shines through. And I remember the last time I actually remember seeing her or interacting with her was when she was in the children's hospital, Labana Children's Hospital. She was about maybe 16 or 17. And she was having, I guess she had a medical situation. And even when she was in a hospital bed, she was such good cheer. Her mom was there, and her mom's best friend was there along with her little son. And my mom, we were there. I want to say her grandma, I think Ann was there as well, if I'm not mistaken. But when I recall that, I can remember her being, even when she was going through her aches and pains, really uh, loving family, loving being around family, feeling like, very of good cheer. So when I heard about what happened to her, it's very crazy to think about, because what's interesting, like, this is around the same time her grandfather was passing. Like, he was, really sick in the hospital, and the family, her mom was taking it real hard. And from my understanding, she took it real hard. But when his funeral came, she was nowhere around because she was missing. I believe his funeral was I want to say, was it early August? I'm not sure. Uh, Maybe in due time we'll have family on to talk about this case. But um, I remember I talked to her father years ago. I interviewed my cousin Datrin Delaney a couple times. My cousin Datrin was in the military. He was actually stationed at one point at Fort Hood, down in Fort Hood, Texas, and that's a weird place. As far as SIOPs, so many people that go missing in Fort Hood. There's a lot of crazy stuff that go on, like Fort Bragg, Fort Hood. All these military bases is really interesting. But he was in the same unit as Private First Class Jessica Lynch and Shoshana Johnson. these was the two women that were kidnapped by the Iraqi forces during the second invasion back in the back in the 2000s. We went to war with Iraq a second time. And so he was in that entourage, in their unit, excuse me. And he was telling me that he would never let his daughter join the military. He see what they do to women in the military. And I can attest to some of the horror stories that I heard from women, that I read about women in the military. Because I remember I interviewed Private First Class Lavina Johnson's father, who was an Army, clinical psychiatrist or psychologist. I get them mixed up. But I can remember like it was yesterday, because I just came out the road going to DC for Obama's first inauguration back in 2009. And this was one of the first interviews I did, was interview Private First Class Lavina Johnson's father. And he come from a family that's generations deep in military service. And the real reason why Lavina joined the military was to get money. She wanted to make her own money and save for film school. She wanted to go to California to go to film school to get into, making movies or TV shows or whatever. Her parents were apprehensive about her joining the service, but she said, "Mom and Dad, don't worry. I'm not going to be stationed overseas. I'm just going to be doing recruiting stateside." But what people got to understand, when you sign your dotted name, I mean, when you sign your name on the dotted line with the military, you become property of the U.S. government, meaning that you are property of Uncle Sam. So whatever Uncle Sam say goes, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm be honest with you. They could do whatever they want to do with you and tell your family a different story. Case in point, what happened to the football player Pat Tillman? Like, his family was told one thing. He had a state funeral, right? And John McCain, all these powerful people came out to pay their respects to Pat Tillman, who got killed under questionable circumstances in Afghanistan, I believe. So his family didn't buy the official story, so they did their own investigation and found out that I think he was taken out of here by friendly fire by his own people. And you don't know what that really went down with that, because it was a phenomenon. I'm not saying it happened in this case, but in Vietnam, soldiers, it was a phenomenon known as fragging. That's Fragging. Fragging is when, like, if you in the military back in the day, I talked to Vietnam people, vets and stuff, where you had situations where, let's say, some black soldiers had this white officer who was very racist and disrespectful in training camp, or they were very arrogant or whatever like that. And you had cases where, you in line of duty, call of duty, doing combat, and maybe you see the white officer, whatever, and maybe you throw a grenade, or maybe you point your gun where your white officer is at, and then something happened to him. Now, that's one version I heard of fragging. And so it was actually a woman who was a nurse in Vietnam that told me about this phenomenon, known as, it's well known. I don't think it's just black soldiers taking out white officers, but we call it friendly fire now, right? It was my bad. It was an accident. So I believe that's what happened to Pat Tillman. That's what his family ended up finding out. And what's interesting about Pat Tillman, he was a patriot, in my opinion, but his family, I think he came from a family of atheists. They weren't believers, but they believe in telling the truth and respecting the truth. And I'm glad they did, because there's a documentary about that, how the family was able to find out what actually happened. But with Lavina Johnson, they sent her to Iraq. And she was surprised. Her family was surprised. But they sent her to Iraq. She thought she was going to be staying stateside recruiting, but they put her out in the field, in the battlefield. And I want to say right before her 21st birthday, I believe back in July of 2005, they found her uh, deleted. Somebody or something happened. The tent that where she was found was set on fire. It seemed like somebody was trying to set her body on fire to hide the evidence. And whoo boy, um, the family in St. Louis got the body back, and they found it was strange that her white gloves were glued to her hands, like they had the white gloves on. They couldn't, it was like glue so nobody would remove the white gloves. But the family did not trust the story the military was telling them about what happened, because they said that she did it to herself, that she self-deleted, that she did it. She pointed a gun and did it to herself. I guess she put the gun muzzle, whatever you call it, in the mouth and just let it go. But the thing about it is, when they did the second autopsy, they found out that she was assaulted down there. She was assaulted, and that somebody or somebody's poured some type of liquid on her nether regions to cover up DNA evidence of assault. And then she had broken fingernails. She had defensive wounds. A lot of things wasn't adding up. So, from my understanding, you look at Lavina Johnson. It's Lavena Johnson, and I believe that they claim that the weapon that took her out of here belonged to somebody that was like a top tier level contractor with the army, with the military, a military contractor, possibly did it. And I believe the family actually know the possible suspect name. This happened back in 2005, and we're in 2024. And been like, I never heard of that story. But there's a lot of stories of women in the military who report improper conduct by their commanding officers or higher ups, and they take themselves out of here. But they will always tell. A lot of times they will tell their loved ones back home, if something happened to me, I didn't do it, because I reported so and so, sergeant so and so, or captain or lieutenant so and so. And if something happened to me, let it be known, regardless of what they tell you, I didn't do it. And you can look up the UK. This stuff is crazy. This is our own people doing it to each other, right? So you ain't even worrying about the enemy on the outside. It's the enemy from within that we should be more concerned about. The barbarians are already within. They're not outside the gates. You understand? It's like this is the Roman Empire, last days of the Roman Empire we live in. We living in biblical times. But get back to my cousin. I know I just get around. I just want to let y'all know about that. But there have been no media reports. Local news is good about reporting the ratchetness of Memphis, Tennessee. She disappeared July 29th, or allegedly she contacted, or her mom tried to touch bases with her, and she wasn't able to touch bases with her. Her sister says she was contacted by Datria by text that same day, I believe, according to some of these videos. And then it probably could have been somebody else that contacted the sister, though. It may not have been Datria. She could have already been out of here by that time. But what my understanding is that the streets already knew what happened. The streets be talking. The streets are undefeated. You know, the internet is undefeated. The streets be talking. The streets be talking. So they already knew she was out of here. And at the end of last month, excuse me, at the end of August, they found what was left of her in a wooded area in Memphis, Tennessee. In the area of Memphis, Tennessee. See, I'm saying all this. I don't know specific details, because guess what? There's been no news story locally about what happened to Datria. There's been nothing. Every day I go on my phone, on my laptop, I refresh my browser. There is nothing from local media about what happened to my cousin or what went on. All we got is stuff that's like her own family and loved ones, friends, whatever, posting stuff on social media. Then you got black content creators. This is why it's important to have black media. You got black content creators throughout the country on YT, on TikTok. And TikTok, another one. TikTok banned me for doing stuff like this. TikTok, I don't know why they banned me, but they banned me, and now it's coming out that they are targeting black content creators on these platforms, and I've been very targeted. I'm definitely a targeted individual, but this is not about me. But this is people from the community, or from this everyday people talking about this case is what's keeping it alive. But the media has not covered this case, quote unquote, officially. My dear brother Thaddeus Matthews, I believe, have not touched this case, but I believe he's in Facebook jail. They constantly putting this brother in Facebook jail. It's not right to put the cussing pastor in Facebook jail. it's ridiculous because I look at the stuff they have on Facebook or X. You got all types of weirdo stuff on TikTok. You got child exploitation on TikTok. You got people just cursing up a storm, saying all type of racial slurs on TikTok. I try to talk about history and information on TikTok. They banned me. Go figure. So this is my life. But this is what I want to say. I'm gonna post they're doing a GoFundMe, which is unfortunate. I mean, she was just 23 years young. They doing a GoFundMe, right? I'm gonna read what the mom, Jen, said about the situation. I want y'all to think about what she's saying, and then we're gonna talk about it. This is what Jen said. Mm-mm-mm. There is so much stuff going on, folks. Man, y'all, we gotta love on each other, man. Just if you have a grudge, you gotta fall out with your people, man. Get right with your people, man. Get right with your people. It's very important that you get right with your people. Let me see. But this is We All Be News Free Dixie for the 21st century. hmm I hope y'all enjoy. I'm gonna look at the chats and all that. But I just want to show this screen. Thank y'all for supporting what we do. And we need all the support we get. It's a couple things, man. I just ain't gonna just talk about everything tonight, but let's talk about this, right? This is my cousin, Datria, Justice for Datria Delaney. Okay, let's read. Let's read because reading is still fun and mental. Reading is fun and mental. Let's read about this case. Okay, what her mom Jen had to say. Hello, my name is Jennifer. I am the mother of the missing young girl by the name of Datria Delaney. It breaks my heart to say that she is no longer with us. Although we all prayed that she would return home safe, they found her remains, and now I need help supporting her funeral arrangements. Anything you donate can help because I want her homegoing to be as beautiful as possible, just like she was. She didn't deserve to be murdered, and the person that could help me bury her is possibly responsible. Let me read that again. She didn't did not deserve to be murdered, and the person that could help me bury her is possibly responsible. So I have no one to call on to ask for help. I always tried to shield and protect my kids, not knowing that I had to shield and protect them from someone in their home is heartbreaking. Let me read that again. She didn't deserve to be murdered, and the person that could help me bury her is possibly responsible. So I have no one to call on to ask for help. I always tried to shield and protect my kids, not knowing that I had to shield and protect them from someone in their home is heartbreaking. I can't tell it all on here, but I can tell you whatever you guys donate, I will be gracious for it. I have to swallow my pride and come on GoFundMe because I know I don't have any family or help. My family is very small. Thank you all. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you to everyone who shared, who reached out, who tried to help. Thanks to everyone that did anything to make a difference in trying to find her. All the people who sent me love and condolences. Now it's time I go to social media and ask for help. And when I say anything will help, I truly mean it. Thank you so much. So she's giving her spiel. And think about what she said. She said that it's the basically it's the enemy within. The only people that can betray you are the people that you love. The only people that can betray you are the people that you love. The only people that can betray you are the people that you love because smiling faces. Y'all know about that. Smiling faces. Y'all know smiling faces tell lies or hide lies. And that's a fact. Smiling faces. Okay. So this is how y'all can support. If y'all want to support that, let me put it here. But we need to support each other. We need the village. If we failed her in life, we need to help her in death. We need to get justice for Datria Delaney. This could be your daughter. This is my cousin, but this could be your daughter. This could be your cousin, your sister, your mother. She didn't have any kids. But she was 23. She was a child herself, and it's really unfortunate. It really is unfortunate that I'm doing this, and it really bothers me that I have to do this, man. Because I'm not a father right now, but I know if something like this happened to my child, it'll be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. I just like, you know, you don't supposed to bury your kids, and really, when um, they didn't find too much of her, from my understanding. They didn't find she was out there. You got to think about it, she was missing for 3 weeks, and this is Memphis. It's hot and humid, dealing with the elements, dealing with animals. They did not find too much of her to what they call buried. There wasn't too much of her left. You think about that beautiful young lady, and you think about her personality. Who would do that to a person like that? They had that type of soul, that type of light, regardless of her circumstances. She was a beautiful soul. People that I know that actually, hanged out with her, connected with her, they really loved her. And you could tell the outpouring on her social media, on her Facebook, that people really will miss her. And it just it's really unfortunate, right? It really is. And God bless her mom. She just lost her father, and then she lost her daughter. And my cousin Datrin, God bless you, man. I can't comprehend the frustration, the anguish, the sadness that you're enduring right now. I can't, man. And it's just like maybe she should have went to the military. She might have. I mean, you think about it, and I'm saying it because I said, like, people say that the best branch for women to go into the military, according to my aunt and other people, is the Air Force. The Air Force is probably the best branch for women to go into in the military. And I'm not saying I know, but this is really sad. This is really sad. But let me see. Trying to find some information. Thank y'all for y'all patience, man. I'm just right. I'm trying to digest this for myself, because I'm just disappointed in the media here in Memphis. Ain't one media outlet covered this story, and like, there's no obituary. It's frustrating. I don't know when the memorial service is going to be. Don't know anything, man. I'm in the dark, but I know hearsay. I heard people tell me things. I'm not going to disclose a lot of stuff on here because you got to fact check it, you got to vet it. But I just want to get people in the city of good abode on not on one day to recognize that one of the city's daughters have been violated, has been disrespected in life as well as in death, and she deserves justice. Not BS, but justice. I'm trying to look up something. Uh, oh boy, this is crazy. Mm-mm-mm. Make you want to holler, man. But yeah, just check in on your people, man. Check in on your people. I'm just trying to find different things to point out. I think it's very important. I don't think I know it's very important. I'm just going scrolling to her Facebook page. Just trying to look up some stuff. Let me put this on. Go to her Facebook, and I want to see what y'all saying up in here. Thank you, brother Rashawn. Rest in peace, Datria. You said you know some females. How do they like their Air Force experience? Did they tell you? I heard the Air Force was pretty decent with how they treat women. There's more opportunities for women, and then it's not like other branches of military service. See, her daddy didn't do it. Her daddy, she actually was trying to get help from her father. Her father lived out of the state. He lived in a different state. And from my understanding, she actually tried to reach out to her father. She actually was staying with him, my cousin at one point. Things happened when she was sent back to Memphis, and really that was a mistake. I'm not saying that it's his fault, but she should have stayed in where he was at, because she was better off being in that place versus being where she ended up losing her life. And she's from here, but from my understanding, she been through a lot of just messed up situations. Like, people always talk about, well, no, Tyler Perry movies, they don't depict what's going on with black people, but some black people are living Tyler Perry movies. They are living the Tyler Perry play. And this ain't no joke. I'm not, no, I'm just saying there are certain circumstances that some of my people are caught up in. And sometimes you can't do nothing but pray. And you gotta let God do God. Let God, take the wheel. Yeah, God take the wheel, and God is in control. But no, it wasn't her father. Her mom and her father, they been separated. They don't, he got his own family situation. But I believe that was his eldest child, if I'm not mistaken, Datria. She's named after her father, Datria. Yes, sister Lawrence, it's really crazy. I know that you feel a lot for people. You got the empathic abilities you have. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We are definitely in the info wars. Yeah, why are we using made up words to take away from the horrors of violent crimes and self inflicted death? I mean, because we are in the matrix, and they program us. We're like lemmings, lab rats, and guinea pigs. You know what I'm saying? We have chosen to be slaves by another name. And everybody says, I'm not a slave. We all slaves, but we are slaves by different things, beings, and things. Different beings and things and themes. So we all got something we dealing with, some type of affliction that they use against us. You said, I noticed there was enough time for her to have got it in the car and to drive away herself. Yeah, but like one thing about those ring bell cameras, they're like motion detectors, like they detect motion nearby. I wish we was able, like, maybe they have street cameras. You know how some places got cameras on the streets, Sky Patrol, whatever. Like, Tyree Nichols, what they did to Tyree Nichols, this guy was in the details, because although they try to manipulate their body cams, the guys who beat to death Tyree Nichols, you still had like police cameras working and stuff like that, capturing things. And I'm wondering, do they have traffic cameras or whatever to capture the movement of that particular vehicle, speeding off or going, turn on his lights and going. So that'll be good to know. But it's weird. A lot of times you think they have all these cameras and security. It's never worked when there's a crime going on. I remember, like, okay, to this week at my apartment complex downtown, we had about maybe 10 plus cars getting broken into. We had 10 plus cars. The postal distribution center is right near where I live at. They had cars got broken into and all this stuff, right? And then, like, the landlord or the manager of the apartment, she sent an email to us saying that the cameras were offline, because we supposed to have this system where there's a camera and then somebody's monitoring the cameras, and then they could get on the speaker to scare or deter people from committing crimes on our property. But the night, in the early morning hours, the camera was offline, allegedly. And so these people broke into people's cars, maybe 8 to 10 plus cars on our property alone got broken into. And that's why I tell people, invest in the car cover. That's the new reality. I when I can't get in the garage in my apartment complex, I put on a car cover. Carcover.com or car covers or carcover.com, whatever. Yeah, she's out of here, man. Hopefully in a better place. My cousin Datria. But let me look on her socials for some information. Let me see. Trying to find. It's like you gotta do on detective work. A lot of these crimes or situations are solved by people on the internet sleuths, right? A lot of stuff gets solved by us, people that's curious. They got a certain type of intellectual curiosity. Yeah, we do all that. We bees that. Mm, I'm trying to find something. Maybe I could find it. Let's see. I know I said I'm going to talk about some several other things. I thought I'm gonna keep it like a 90-minute show, but who sees? We'll see. Um, Thank y'all like for y'all patience and stuff. Appreciate it. Trying to look. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Still getting out this. Seem like it's still dealing with Merchant retrograde. You know it's over with supposedly. I'm trying to look for. I took some screenshots and stuff too. I can't really find what I was looking for in the social media right now. Mm, okay, trying to find it. Hmm. Mm-mm. Yeah, this is we gotta. Okay, this is what her mom said. I'm gonna share this because since she got on social media, and I think people want to talk about. I think she want people to share this information. That's why it's on the social media. That's why it's public. So I'm gonna do that. Because the ancestor stars are directing me. The universe, so God is directing me. Is imploring me. Okay, implore. Is that the word? To share this information, man. So let me share this. Okay. Can y'all see it? Yeah, I can see it. I don't know how much I'm gonna read it. It says, "This is from my mama, Jen, Jen, I guess. Her father refused to let her come out of town with him. Her father. I begged him to reconsider, but he demanded she prove her commitment by living with someone unstable. Why couldn't she show her growth out there? Why did she need to stay here in Memphis to prove it? She has changed, and I even offered to cover her plane ticket. He claimed an insurance on her head, a common practice among the wealthy in his area. I was my baby's only one, her sole support." So let me read it again. It said her father refused to let her come out of town with him, her father. I begged him to reconsider, but he demanded she prove her commitment by living with someone unstable. Why couldn't she show her growth out there? Why did she need to stay here in Memphis to prove it? She has changed, and I even offered to cover her plane ticket. He claimed an insurance on her head, a common practice among the wealthy in his area. In his area, I was my baby's only one, her sole support. So you take it for what it is. I ain't gonna read too much into it. Like I would do what Bobby Gregory would say, like before we jump to conclusions about what actually happened. Would say, pray at noon for the truth to come out. I will be praying at noon for all this week for the truth to come out. But what happened to my cousin Datria and the situation? And like I said, people, you just don't know, you know. And it's like you doing. Who am I? I can't judge these people. I can't judge anybody choices, reasons, motives. Only God really knows for sure what's in a person's heart, mind, and spirit. But I just think this is unfortunate that this happened. Because regardless of what people may feel about each other, a child, a human being, life was lost. And it's just unfortunate. And also let me see if I can find some other stuff which is interesting. Like I said, I can't share too much because I don't know what's true or what's this or that. You know what I'm saying? Mm, this is really, I don't know, sad. the way to size it up. I'm trying to find another one I had in here. Let me find it. Thank y'all for y'all patience. Like, it's a lot to do, man. I guess I make it look really easy to do it. I make it look really easy, but there's a lot of work that goes into this stuff. And thank you, Al Great Dad. I just AI or Al Great Dad for your do nation, brother. Or sister, or whatever. I think it's Al or AI. We love you madly. That goes a long way. That goes a long way in my gas tank. Because rent, everything is too dang it high. But I'm trying to find that. I did a screenshot of something of a social media post that I want to put in here for the record. I'm trying to do that. I thought I did got it. Maybe I didn't get it. Yeah, I got it. Just got to put it in there. Let me put it in where I can share it with y'all. And thank y'all for y'all patience. Love you madly. But I want to do my cousin justice because it's just us and we all be in it together. Why can't we be friends? Oh, why can't we be friends? Oh, why can't we be friends? Oh, why can't we be friends? Okay, this is very serious though. But sometimes you gotta have a sense of humor to get through this madness, man. This is not a funny situation by any means. But this is like help me get through it. Laughing for me is therapeutic. I ain't talking about that Kamala Harris cackling hyena laugh. No, 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 no. No, this is serious business here. But I don't know, man. I think my journey has prepared me for moments like this. I was thankful for Baba D. Gregory, his wisdom on things and matters like these. Because he used to tell me, like, when it's like Emmett Till or whatever, it's like a lot of times the world does not remember you by how you live, but the world remembers you by how you died. It's not by how you lived. It's rather by how you died. You think about Emmett Till. We don't really know too much about Emmett. We know what the family and friends, whatever, say. But I'm saying Emmett was taken down here at 14. But we remember the way he was kidnapped and tortured and mutilated and killed. You think about even George Floyd. George Floyd was no saint. If you look at what been said about him, his criminal history, I'm not saying all things what he has done or did. Not saying that he deserved the way he died, but we remember George Floyd for the way he died, not how he lived. You know what I'm saying? Because all that was caused by a counterfeit 20. I'm not saying that he did that on purpose, but I'm saying that went down because of a counterfeit 20. From my understanding, it's so much more to that though. But what I'm saying is George Floyd was not doing Malcolm X or Dr. King type of work, from my understanding. But because the way he died, we remember him. And then Joe Biden, really, to me, is like, it's weird. He said his death was bigger than King's. Dr. King's? No, 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 no. I'm not gonna get into all that, but George Floyd is not Dr. King. He's not Mega Evers. He's not Malcolm X. He's who he is. And because the way he died, uh, you know, things happen, whatever. But I'm not gonna put him on the level of Dr. King. Got to stop that. That got to stop. And no disrespect to the dead. No disrespect. But let me share this screen. So let's see. Okay. So it says, please share this from Victoria Rhines. My son, big sister, Datria Delaney, is missing. She was last seen leaving my home at 1:09 a.m. the Central Time. The video is posted. All I can see is headlights from a car turn on as if they had been sitting outside waiting for her. Please help. If you know her, if you know, hear, or see anything, please contact me, her father, mother, or sister ASAP. She is brown skinned with blue contacts and long, knotless braids. She was last wearing a spaghetti strap black bodysuit and Nike slides. Okay, this was posted August the 2nd. She was saw on that ring camera thing on July 29th. So this is like about what, 3 days later? I mean, not 3 days, about 4 days. What, August 30th, 31st, first. Not August, excuse me, July 30th, then July 31st, and August 1st. I think about 4 days, right? Give or take. So she posted this. This is a woman who I guess she was staying with, and my cousin's other baby mama. So I mean, she posted that, and she provided the ring camera thing. And 'cause I was wondering how these black content creators got it, but they got it from her social media post. So I respect the fact that she did come out with that information. But my problem is, where is Action News 5? Where is Fox 13? Where is Channel 3? I don't see Commercial Appeal. I don't see uh Memphis Daily News. I believe it's called Memphis Daily News. I don't see no Memphis mean the Tri-State Defender. Nobody, WDIA, nobody's talking about what happened to my cousin Datria. It's only we all be. Only we all be care what happened. So this is the thing. This is the thing, all right? Let me remove that. Um, Memphis is a distribution hub, right? You know, Memphis is in the middle of the country. There's a lot of things that come through Memphis, a lot of distribution. You know, we're on the Mississippi River, I-55, 69, whatever. And this is a place, drug trafficking, human trafficking goes on in Memphis. This is a point where that stuff come through. So I thought that she might have been trafficked, you know, traffic. We call traffic hit or traffic. I thought she could have got caught up because I don't know, man. I just, you know, people telling me things, and I'm like, man, that was going on. Like she's just 23, and she just lived this like life that was like, in terms of like she lived a life that she was exposed to a lot of different things. And I mean, she seemed like she's an old soul. She been through a lot. She don't, you know, it's some people that don't always look like their troubles or worries and stuff like that. But I hope her soul is at rest if that's possible. But it's weird because I don't know the situation in terms of there's no media paper trail outside of social media and black content creators about this. And I wanted to add my voice to that chorus. What is going on with this case? Now I've been told things have been happening from a law enforcement point of view, but it has not been made public as of yet. But it seemed like there is a suspect. Uh, According to the mom, there is a suspect, allegedly, alleged person that she knew really well that may have been involved allegedly in this situation. But like Baba Dick Gregory, the wisdom of Dick Gregory, I'm gonna pray for the truth to come out at noon. And like I said, this really bothers me. And like I don't, like, it got to be tough to be a parent if something happened to your child was assaulted, if your child disappeared. I can't imagine the agony of a person not knowing what happened to their kid. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, to have your child violated or disappeared. It got to be, because this reminded me of Lorenzen Wright, the basketball player case years ago. They finally found out who did it. It was, like I tell people, like I just said, or on said on this podcast, on this broadcast, we all be in it, baby. The only people that can betray you are those that you love. Notice I didn't say those who love you, because what type of love is that? Those that you choose to love are the only people that can betray you. Lorenzen was betrayed by the woman that used to be his wife, that gave him his children, that gave him his legacies. That's the one who betrayed him. You know, it took years, but the truth finally came out. And you know what's crazy to me? I met Lorenzen Wright at the gas station at the Circle K at the intersection of Hatch Cross and Winchester. He was killed near those apartment complexes just down the street from that. Or I guess up the street from there. He was killed in no apartment complex. This guy was almost what, about 7 feet tall, just about, a big dude. And by the time they found his remains, this happened in the summer too. He was basically bones and just, you know, decomposed real bad. It was hardly nothing left of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was out in the elements, the hot human sun of Memphis, of Delta, for weeks. And then like my cousin, you see how she looked on that ring camera They don't really have enough to bury her, from my honest. They don't really have enough for anything of her. Just remnants. This is like just after a couple weeks of being missing. So, man, like I said, I'm just gonna pray for the truth to come out at noon. But I want to make sure I create content. I believe somebody that's blood should say something. I already know I'm gonna get a lot of pushback for coming out like this. I'm not gonna take this down. It is what it is. I'm gonna put it out there. I just wish I could have been there for her in life instead of trying to be there for her in death to try to get justice for her. It's very unfortunate. It's been troubling me ever since I found out about this situation with her. Um, I can't imagine. I do not even want to think about what I would have done or what I would do if I was ever put in this type of situation with a child of mine being violated or being unalive or being deleted or being murdered. At that point, I don't think I would care about my own well being. I'll be that much gone. I don't want to ever find out what I'll be capable of doing if I was ever put in a situation like this. That's all I got to say on that. I mean, but y'all, if y'all want to support, like I said, mm-mm-mm. If y'all, oh man, if y'all want to support this, like you can help the mom out. Put up the GoFundMe again. Mm, mm-mm. Support out the best you can. She said that the dad took out allegedly some life insurance. I have life insurance myself. I had it for about 20 plus years. I pay on it and all that stuff. And I believe people should have life insurance, be honest with you. I don't believe people should go through life thinking they're gonna be like a vampire. But I do believe some people are vampires though. That's another story. That's another podcast. I'm not gonna get into that tonight. But support this if you want to. If you feel the need to support this. And hopefully I can come out with an update, you know, said please help hashtag justice for Datria Delaney. Okay. Are we good on that, y'all? We not good on it, but we're gonna move on from this.